Okay guys, it's time for another one of these Habs news update thingy-majiggys, and in today's jiggy, we're gonna talk about Cole Caufields' upcoming contract, some breaking news about Rem Pitlick, we'll talk injury updates, and much more. But first, as you're all aware, the NHL has been seeing an insane display of skill over the past couple of years, from Trevor Zegras into Michigan to Nick Suzuki's Datsuki and Flip, kinda making it his own. And now, we got a new one from former Montreal Canadiens defenseman Alexander Romanov, who's actually been practicing the left nut tip. This one's tricky. Now look at this closely. Gets down to block the shot. Nice little left nut deflection right there. And boom, into the back of the net it goes. Fools the goalie every time. They say 100% of the time this play works. Now it is a shame that this one actually went into the back of his own net, but you gotta admit, let me set the scene a little bit here for you. I'm talking Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals, overtime, and a left nut tip to win the game. Now, I think Romanov's onto something here, and the creativity in the NHL right now is just, it's unbelievable. Now moving on, a couple of days back I released a video just pumping the tires of the Irish Pocket Rocket Anthony Richard, because, well, the guy's just been torching the AHL. And guess what? It's official, boys, because the Irish Pocket Rocket has been summoned from Laval. That's right, 31 points in 27 games this season with Laval, including 18 goals. Jeez. The guy's got incredible speed. I thought he had a good camp. He's only ever played 2 NHL games thus far, so you know Tony is just going to be frothing from the mouth to get into some action here. He's going to want to make a good impression, and I gotta say, I'm really happy about this one. This was a smart decision from the Montreal Canadiens. Now, of course, some roster movement had to be made to make this actually happen, and the weakest link right now just so happened to be Rem Pitlick. Yeah, this was the cost, and I'm fine with it. Pitlick's got 1 point all season. You know how bad that is? Well, even friggin' Ryan Reeves has more points than Pitlick. But anyway, good for the Irish Pocket Rocket, and hopefully they give him a good look. Next up, let's talk about some of the injury updates. Brendan Gallagher was back on the ice at practice the other day, skating around, not doing anything too serious. But of course, a good sign for him. Maybe he gets back sooner than later. Now, as for David Savard, Chewbacca. I've been practicing that all week. It's a work in progress. Anyway, the Montreal Canadiens announced just yesterday that David Savard has actually been placed on injury reserve. There hasn't been any updates on a potential return or anything like that, but I hope he heals fast. Call me crazy, but I think 2022-2023 Savard has been much better than 2021-2022 Savard. Moving on to Sean Monahan now. Again, no updated timeline on a return for him, but there was a good sign because Stu Cowan did see Monahan recently, a couple of days back, without the boot on his foot. That's a positive sign, and I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but things, they kind of fell apart as soon as Monahan was out of the lineup. So it's going to be good to get him back in. Hopefully he picks up right where he left off and just continues to rise his own stock. Keep an eye on this guy ahead of the trade deadline. Now before we go ahead and dive right into the Cole Caufield contract talks, we got a minor Frodo Lane Hutson update to get out of the way, because the World Juniors US team has finally put together their official roster. Several players have been cut, but one name that's sticking with the squad for the long haul is Lane Hutson. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to watch Lane play at the upcoming World Juniors. I'm gonna have my eye on this kid like a shithawk. I hope he just goes on some kind of an offensive rampage down there. I really do. I'll be cheering for Canada, obviously, but I'll be watching our little magic man any opportunity I get. Now moving on to the last topic of this video. I know a lot of Habs fans are getting impatient, you know, with the whole Cole Caufield not being signed yet, myself included, because I want to see it done. I'm already starting to get sick and tired of hearing rumors about teams potentially offer-sheeting our little bundle of joy. No, I don't need that shit, and it's only gonna ramp up as the season goes on. So some news on the Caufield front. According to Renaud Lavoie, contract talks between the Canadiens and Caufield are officially on their way. From what I've been reading, it sounds like they're waiting for some of these other RFAs to sign their contracts. Maybe like Trevor Zegras is a name that keeps getting brought up, which unfortunately does make a bit of sense because Caufield's camp can use this as a bargaining chip. But let's hope the Habs get this one done soon because I can't wait much longer. Caufield needs to be signed. And that does it for this Habs news update, guys. Let me know what you thought of this one down in the comment section. Don't forget to spray bear mace in the like button's eyes on the way out of here. And hey, I'll see you next time.